Hi, everyone. Want to say a word? I want to know what you think when you think of this word. Here's the word: holy. What does that bring to mind? Maybe it brings to mind for you God. You think about God up on his throne. Maybe you think about the temple and you think about the Ark of the Covenant. Maybe you think about angels and heaven and all the wonderful things that we're looking forward to in the next life. Here's what the word holy means. Ready for this? It means set apart. Not like the rest. Set apart. Different. Specifically, when Scripture says it, it means set apart for God. Scriptures call God holy because he is set apart. He is different than all the other gods. The Egyptians had gods. They had the sun god, Ra, that was in charge of the sun. They said, no, our God is set apart. He's not the God of the sun or of the Nile River. He's not the God of crops or rain. Our God is the God of everything. He's set apart. He's different from your gods. He is the true God. He's not the God that's made of stone. He's not the God made of wood. He's not the God made of gold. He is the God of the universe, the creator. And so, he's set apart. Last week I talked to you about rules. I talked to you about the 10 Commandments, right? Don't commit murder, don't steal, all those. Do you know that the Old Testament, the book of Leviticus, has hundreds upon hundreds of rules for the Jews? There were rules that you probably know about, like the 10 Commandments: don't commit murder, don't steal, don't lie, etc., etc. But there were other rules. You might even know some of them, right? Don't eat unclean animals. What's the first animal you might think of then? Pigs. They weren't allowed to eat pigs. So no bacon for the Israelites. All right, fine. Did you know there are some rules in there that you would probably say, that's craziness? Why in the world would you make a rule like that? Let me give you an example. If the Israelites were planting a field, God says, do not put two kinds of crops in that one field. You can't plant corn and green beans in that field. Nope. God says that's not happening. Does God think corn and green beans together are evil? Here's one. God says, if you're making a shirt, making an article of clothing, don't use two kinds of cloth. What? Why so many rules? They were told rules about how close they could get to the temple, rules about what the temple was supposed to be made out of, rules about just about everything, rules about what they could eat. If they were going to eat this, how should they prepare it? Rules about where they could walk, how long they could walk. And then beyond the Bible, the Jewish leaders, they made even more rules. Rules, 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 rules. Here's the deal. God made tons of rules for the Israelites because he wanted them to be, ready for this? Holy. Just like he wasn't like the other gods, he wanted them to not be like the other people. While everybody else was making bacon, the Israelites wouldn't. When everybody else would make really nice, awesome clothes out of multiple fabrics, the Israelites wouldn't. When everybody else was planting plants to help other plants and do this and mix it, the Israelites wouldn't. When everybody else was going to this and doing this, nope, the Israelites don't. Why? Because they're different. If you were coming from the nation of the area of Greece, or from Egypt, or from anywhere in Asia, and you came to Israel, you would notice really quickly these people are different. They would wear hats, little hats on their head, little yarmulkes. You've probably seen some of those. They were different. They were set apart. They were holy. Different than everybody else. And the reason that they would need to be different from everybody else is so that when other people came and they saw them, they would say, you're different. Why? Why are you so different? And all of a sudden, they could say, our God is different. Our God is, and they could talk about God. What a wonderful thing. God says by them being different, he would bring glory to himself. Other nations would see them and glorify the true God. And we have examples of that all through the Old Testament and even through the beginning of the New Testament, where people became Jews because they saw that their God and their people were different. And they wanted to worship the true God. Here's the deal. I want to look at a passage today. 1 Peter chapter 2, starting in verse 9. Peter says this: "You are not like that." Like what? Like that. Like everybody else. You're not like them. Here's what you are. You're a chosen people. You are royal priests, Peter says. You're a royal priest. A holy nation. God's very own possession. You have anything that's your own possession? Something you care about? You are God's possession. As a result, you can show others the goodness of God. Catch that. As a result, you can show others the goodness of God, because he called you out of the darkness into his wonderful light. Once you had no identity as a people, now you are God's chosen people. Once you received no mercy, now you received God's mercy. Dear friends, I warn you, as temporary residents, as foreigners, you're just temporary. You're not here for the long haul. This isn't your home. You're foreigners. Keep away from worldly desires that wage war against your very souls. Because in doing this, you'll be able to bring light into darkness. Jesus says, you are the light of the world. You. Through doing this, you can show the goodness of God. By being holy, by being set apart, by being different, you'll show the goodness of God. When everybody else is screaming at each other over everything in the world, over politics and over everything, you can be good. You can be kind. When kids are picking on each other and being mean, you ought to be nice and kind and gracious and have mercy. You can show the goodness of God. You can show that your God is different, that he's not like the other things that we worship, the other things that we hold up on a pedestal. You can be different. I encourage you this week, be different. Be different. Be like God. The fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, gentleness, and self-control. Apply those things to the people you know. Apply those things to the people you meet. Apply those to your friends at school. And as a result, you will be different. And you will shine. You will shine. Shine your light in the darkness. Until next time, watch the Buck Denver videos that Kay is going to be sending out. Have a wonderful week. I love and miss all of you. Bye.